Boruto Chapter 59 Nights is mostly talk. It's all talk, honestly. And it's all about Kawaki and Code slowly coming to the understanding of what moves they want to make next. And that's kind of what we're going with going forward. The almost rivalry between Kawaki and Code. We even get a nice little flashback to really highlight the animosity they feel for each other to a certain degree. With Code mostly just being jealous that Kawaki was able to become a vessel for the Otsutsuki. Code is mad jelly, and Kawaki just doesn't understand. He doesn't even want this power. He would prefer, honestly, not to be a vessel. Unfortunately, that's not his choice. And so Kawaki wakes up from that bad dream. Seems like whenever Kawaki manages to put one bad memory to rest, namely Ishiki, another bad memory comes to the forefront. It makes me wonder, if we deal with Code, will he have another bad memory, and then that will end up being the bad guy? Ooh, maybe we take on his dad as the final boss of the Boruto series. But he wakes up only to be greeted by Amado and Sumire, with Amado specifically saying that Kawaki's plan isn't up to snuff. While the plan to implant Boruto's own karma into Code and hopefully take over Code's body isn't completely unfounded, it's not like Code's just gonna wait around to be completely Otsutsukified in order to be possessed by Boruto and have his body taken over. He's definitely going to try to kill all of you before all that happens. So Amado is more or less suggesting that as Kawaki is very much Otsutsuki at this point, his DNA has been almost completely overwritten, he says, take the power for yourself, the power of karma, the power of Otsutsuki. Cultivate that power, get it to grow, make it your own. Because, let's be real, between Sasuke, who has lost his Rinnegan, and Naruto, who has lost the nine-tailed fox, a fight against members of Kara isn't going to go as easily as the fight against Delta. In a one-on-one fight with Code, there's a good chance one or both might die in the attempt. Amado is really playing into Kawaki's admiration for the 7th Hokage, Naruto. But that would imply implanting karma into Kawaki yet again. And while that might not have the repercussions that it would have before when he was being overwritten by Ishiki, Kawaki has no desire to ever wield karma again after living with it for so long. Having that sword of Damocles hanging over his head for so long has just traumatized the poor boy. He can't go through with it. But Amado is very much making a call. What's more important to you, your trauma or your love of Naruto? Kawaki really has become the surrogate fan of Naruto. We know of his journey and everything that he's been through, and we just have so much admiration for all of that. It's sweet, honestly. We also pick up with Ada and Code, who are still at the bar discussing things. Ada has been using her abilities to spy on Kawaki, and understands that he truly cares for the Hokage, and is getting a little depressed over how helpless he seems in the face of the power that is Code. Ada even goes so far as to ask Code to maybe let the Hokage off the hook and not end his life, just as a boon to Kawaki. However, Code is unflinching in all of this. After what happened to Ishiki, his god as he puts it, he definitely feels that he needs to kill Naruto no matter what. And while he has agreed not to go after Kawaki, he still at the very least wants someone he cares about to end up dying in the process. Although Ada simply doesn't want to be known to be involved in all of this, as she's looking to make Kawaki her new boy toy. Meanwhile, Bug is just looking to get the fuck out of this situation. Bug is trying his best in order to convince Ada and Code to just leave the facility and get out. However, they want to plan a little bit more. Ada is very skeptical about what Code wants to do and how he's going to do it, even going on to say that her abilities aren't really that great. She's not great in terms of combat. It's just simple taijutsu that she can perform. When it comes down to it, it's mostly the scientific ninja tools that make up her body that gives her the big advantage. And Code, with all of his limiters, he can only do so much. Although Code still believes he should be able to take on the Hokage if nothing else. So, the relationship between Ada and Code, mostly thanks to Ada's abilities, is that of a spy and a knight. Ada keeps the lookout and gains the information that he should need, while Code is able to protect her from any form of harm should it befall her, even going so far as to call him her knight. Although Code does bring forth the question, what happens should Kawaki end up trying to kill Ada and go after her? So Ada has no choice but to think of a bit of a backup, introducing Code to yet another knight. We end up heading to yet another pod, one that was right next to Ada, that contains a small child. And this child ends up jumping on Code's back, and Ada warns Code, do not attack the boy, as the guards of the facility set upon them, questioning if Bug, who had been releasing them from their pods, is a hostage and killed the guards who were outside. They see Code as the intruder in black, and the cyborgs are supposed to be disposed of if they ever emerge from their pods. Orders from Boro, I take it. But as the guards get ready to attack, specifically the boy who is on Code, suddenly a lot of their attacks seem to affect them specifically. One person tries to blast them, suddenly he's blasted in the face. Another goes to throw an axe, suddenly the axe is lodged in his head. Another man goes to chop the kid's head off with a sword, and his head goes pop right off, and Code immediately realizes, he's reflecting the opponent's attacks. Ada specifies that should a powerful killing intent be brought his way, and the stronger the killing intent, the more powerful the reflection. All you have to do is picture killing this young boy, and the attack will instantly be reflected upon you. This is Daimon, Ada's actual little brother. A formidable new knight indeed. These powers of these cyborgs is getting a little out of hand. It's actually fairly intense. I'm really loving it. Meanwhile, with Kawaki, with everything that's been processing in his mind from what Amado said, he's found himself in a little bit of a corner. He's not really sure where to go with that. And while he's walking the streets, now kind of free to go about as he pleases, he has a little bit of an outburst. Thankfully, Shikadai is here to actually have a little bit of character development and show that he's just as much of his father's son as you would expect, and not just in appearance, letting Kawaki know that who and what he is has very much been kept a secret. However, rumors have been flying this way and that way, and it's only a matter of time before people discover it. But Shikadai affirms Kawaki that Konoha has become his home. The seventh deemed it so. As a member of the Leaf Village, Kawaki should keep his head held high, because he'll prove himself with time to the village with deeds, not by his past, whatever it may be. I really love this. Shikadai just showing that deep down he's a good kid, just like Shikamaru. And capping off this chapter, we got a little bit of Sumire and Amado. Sumire, was originally introduced in the anime, but has gotten a little bit of more play in the manga as it's gone along. Honestly, it was a few months apart from when they were introduced, so who knows if she was originally supposed to be in the manga or the anime had originally introduced her. It could go either way. But Sumire starts to pry into exactly what Amado is up to. And Amado catches on that the reasoning behind why Sumire decided to be his assistant is probably just to spy on him. And Sumire questions what exactly is Amado's intent with telling Kawaki what to do. And that simply comes down to the fact that he's trying to get Kawaki to make that power his own. To essentially set up a kind of karma for Kawaki that is his and his alone. Not to be accessed by anyone else. It will become his to use as he should please. Very much acting kind of like Code is right now. He failed to become a vessel, but the power he wields is very great. And with no Ishiki, there's no downside to Kawaki doing this. It's a brilliant move, all things considered, and it should easily integrate in his body. He should be able to use all the same powers he was in the past. By all means, there's literally no downside. However, Sumire isn't convinced. She feels that there's something deeper to what Amado is up to. She's been slowly piecing together Amado has some other form of intention, which is obvious, is very obvious for anyone, but the nature of it is what concerns Sumire. He seems so relieved when Kawaki came back okay, but then he seemed motivated, like he was after something, like his plans were finally starting to go in a good direction. Sumire is concerned about Boruto and Kawaki, and Amado questions if Sumire is smart or stupid. Had she remained quiet, she probably would have sussed out his plans very easily with some patience. But to reveal that everything that she's learned up to now, to reveal how perceptive she's been, makes him wonder if she understands strategy at all. This confirms Sumire's hypothesis that he's up to something, and it just makes Amado think, you're a dumbass. It really makes me wonder, is Sumire so dumb? Or is it that she sussed out that Amado isn't after anything negative in the end? That his actual plan won't so much end up hurting anyone, but it's a question of what exactly is he after. There's definitely something deeper going on here with Amado, and the fact that he hasn't killed Sumire is very much proof of this. I feel that if he felt that he was in danger of having his true intentions discovered, he wouldn't have let Sumire be his assistant. And hell, he would have even done something to her in order to keep her mouth shut. Or hell, maybe we'll find that happens next chapter. He's probably playing the long con. But with Sumire knowing what he's after, and should anything happen to her, of course the village would know immediately. It very much makes me wonder what we're getting at with all of this. The revelation of Daimon and him being Ada's actual little brother is fascinating. Who has been working on these siblings and why? To what end? For what goal? Why use children? I mean, orphans with nowhere to go? You could pick them up any place. Hell, Jiraiya did that with the Akatsuki members, so it's not out of the question to think they might be orphans from the previous ninja war and all that, or some other conflict, but I'm interested to see these characters grow and develop a little bit more, being introduced to all of them. I don't think there are any more pods, but if I'm wrong, please let me know if there's one more pod or something in that room that they're in. But it should actually be pretty fun seeing our heroes get around these abilities of Ada and Daimon as well as Code. It's definitely been something to behold, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So put your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit the bell icon, that way you never miss out on any more Boruto and Naruto action. Or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. Just like Naruto loves Kawaki and Boruto. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.